Today, we're going to talk about the latest scams of 2026. It's tax season. And if you're watching this and it's not tax season, that's great too, because these scams are year round. Don't think it only comes during tax time. But around tax time is where it really gets interesting because a lot of people are doing things online with their financial statements and personal information. But these things are really getting out of control, so much so that my favorite website has come up with a list of the dirty dozen tax scams. And I'm going to go through them with you. And let me bring in, speaking of dirty dozen, what's Baker's
Gee,
dozen,
thanks.
Tony? 13? Tony, we're going to talk about the latest, greatest scams to watch when it comes to tax scams in 2026. And I'm going to reference my favorite website, irs.gov. They came out with the dirty dozen scams. There's a link below to those that want to read about it on their own.
Well, I'm impressed the IRS actually got creative and came up with a fun name for this, Dirty Dozen tax scams. That surprises me. This is an official IRS designation here.
Had to be a AI generated headline for them.
Probably. Yeah. Well, your mom worked for the IRS, right?
She did.
Your mother did
for sure.
Many years.
This is a headline she would probably come up with. Before I forget, Tony, we're in tax season. So those that are watching a retirement, one thing that a lot of people forget to do is take a spousal IRA contribution. If your spouse is retired and they're like, well, I can't add to my 401k anymore. I'm not retired. I'm retired, right? They could still add a spousal IRA contribution. A lot of people forget that. That was just a little public service announcement. Even if you're not working, but your spouse is, you have earned income that you can add. So you can add that $8,000 to the IRA. Even if you're not working. So anyway.
Wow.
You ready to go through the dirty dozen, Tony?
I am ready. Yeah. I mean, I know of a couple. I've actually been experienced a couple with my parents. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, you could fill us in if you got any. We have number one, IRS impersonation by email and text, phishing and smishing. There's the word of the day, smishing.
I've actually heard of that one.
Did you? What does it mean? I had to look it up. Do you know what it means? Smishing?
Smishing, phishing is usually by email and smishing is by text.
Yes. SMS is the acronym for texting. So it's SMS phishing, smishing. Yep. I'll tell you a story. I just had I got a call from a client and we were talking about something else. He needs help with something, and my son's coming in from spring break, so he's saying, "Hey, can you have your son help me move some stuff?" And he's like, "And by the way, I want to buy that stock that you're talking about." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You know, the one you said it's like 88 cents. I want to buy that. Let's do it. I really like your idea." And now, I'm not recommending 88-cent stocks to any of my clients, penny stocks. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You've been emailing me and the ticker." I'm like, I haven't been emailing you about anything regarding buying a stock. Like, no way. He's like, oh my God, I'll forward it to you. I should have saved it. He's like, your logo's on it. I thought it was you. And I'm like, no, it was not. So yeah, they're taking my logo, the friendly dolphin, and they're saying, hey, buy this crazy stock. I don't know. I mean, it's probably going to be like, hey, don't send it to your portfolio that you have. Send me cash and I'll buy the stock. Like,
right. Or Bitcoin. You have to buy the stock with Bitcoin. You can go to this center and exchange.
Right.
Yeah. It's, I hope you sent out an email to your entire client base saying, do not respond to this or do this. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why we're doing the show, because I'm like, this is relevant. But the IRS is not going to email you or text you. Let's just say that the IRS will send you to you by mail first.
Yeah.
Then maybe they'll talk to you on the phone.
Yeah.
But
my parents, it wasn't email or text. It was phone.
Yeah.
The IRS called them, and my mother-in-law got a call from the IRS. My wife got a call from the IRS, but they didn't, because the IRS will never, ever, for any reason, call you on the phone, text you, or email you. Right?
They're certainly not going to smish you.
They're not going to text you, and they're not going to call you. It will be physically in the mail or some agent will show up at your door, which you also don't want. But
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, they will. You can go on their website and look, and it says there that they'll never call you or text you. They'll only mail you physically. Mail.
It all starts by mail. So don't answer the text, please.
Don't answer the phone. If somebody calls and says they're from the government, hang up, because they don't know how to use the phone.
I don't care if it's real or not. Hang up.
Yeah.
Number 2, AI enabled IRS impersonation by phone. This is maybe what your parents said, but it probably was a fake. It wasn't a real person faking that they were the IRS. But now they're doing AI generated voices, robocalls, so it's a lot easier. And some of this AI voices are pretty darn good. I got one at the office the other day, and I was talking to it, and it took me a little bit to realize, wait, this isn't a human. And they were asking me questions, and I was responding, but there was that slight delay, and I think that's going to get better and better. They spoof it and say this is the IRS on the caller ID. So I don't know. This is an old school one and I say old school. This is the main one, probably. Just like you said, your parents got hit with it.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten calls saying they're from the IRS or Social Security. Social Security and the IRS will never call you on the phone. If they say they're from the IRS, hang up, or Social Security, just hang up the phone, right?
Unless you've made an appointment with them on the phone, when you call
you back.
To call you back, right?
Yes.
Right. Number 3, fake charities, Tony. I hate to blow your cover here. But the Tony Shore Pizza Fund, charitable giving, 501c.
I offer up my name if somebody wants to use it. If somebody wants to give me money, Anthony Shore, checks. I take Venmo and PayPal as well. But I don't claim to be a charity. It's just for my pizza fund and my record fund. Yeah.
Starving artists brings it a whole new level there. This is old school, fake charities.
Yeah.
So if you donate to a charity, you could theoretically write it off if you itemize. But if it's a fake charity, the IRS is not going to allow you to write it off. So make sure you're not contributing to some random charities that you really don't know. Kick the tires.
Yeah. Yeah. Wendell.org. It's for the kids. You don't realize it's for Dan's kids only. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, fake charities are bad. And that's really bad, because that actually makes me angry, because there are people in need that need help. There are really legitimate charities out there that do good work and help people. But you have to do your research. Some charities that are quote unquote legit, the money doesn't actually get where it's going anyway. So you have to be careful with certain legit charities, but fake charities are the worst, because these are just scammers taking advantage of people, and the money it goes for illicit activity many times.
Right. My recommendation is go local, make eye contact with the local charity, find out what they're doing, and then write a check to them. Go to the library, go to the animal shelter, whatever you're interested in.
Yeah.
Number 4, and this is a big one lately, misleading tax advice on social media. Tony, do you know what it's time for?
Time for the bad financial idea of the day.
What did I just sign?
This is a big one lately. TikTok or little snippet videos. I see them targeting me, not me. Well, yeah, they're targeting me, but they're targeting small business owners. Hey, here's what you do. This is if you have an S corp, you should be blah, blah, blah. And they're just throwing some really bad tax advice out there. They're not tax professionals, but they're playing one on video. You're watching this video now. Don't take everything and just go blindly with it. Confirm it with a financial pro, a CPA. And there's a lot of tax advice on things you can do. Oh, if you're going to travel in this, you should do this. You can write this off. No, you got to do it the right way. And the IRS is really trying to warn people against this misleading tax advice that sounds really, really cool.
Yeah. I'm not on social media that much. Facebook, obviously, but I'm not really on Instagram or TikTok or X that much. So this is one I haven't personally seen. I didn't realize this was out there. I guess on TikTok, I know that there are little financial advice clips that people, when to file for Social Security or what to do with how to double your finances in a year or your investments in a year.
Right.
And that advice is usually, if it's a TikTok video or social media and it's somebody under the age of 30 giving it,
Right.
you might want to buyer beware or just not necessarily run with that advice, right?
Financial hack, let's buy this house, mortgage it, use that money to buy a new house, flip it, but it sounds anyway. Number 5, identity theft involving IRS online account access. We did a whole show on this.
Yep.
This is where you want to protect your tax. You don't want someone filing taxes on your behalf, right? That happens a lot. So protect your account access. Add a PIN. We did a whole show on that IRS PIN, personal identification number, where you can have a little extra layer of protection.
Yeah.
Number 6, abusive undistributed long-term capital gains claims. Whoa,
what's that
this?
one? Yeah, that's my question. I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah, so there's some guidance out there about using a form. I forget the form number. It's not coming to my head right now, but you can file for certain cases of, hey, I got long-term capital gains, but I didn't really. I might have a REIT or some sort of private company where I'm writing off gains that I have to offset losses, and it's all self-reporting. So you're filling out this form, and so a lot of these people online are saying, hey, this, you can say that this company gave you, that you have long-term losses in it when you don't, or you can say you made less, distributed less than they actually did, because the IRS isn't really going to find out, so kind of fudge the numbers on this, and you use these forms associated with these non-traditional investment vehicles, and people fall for it. It'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. So the people pitching these REITs or these real estate investment trusts, these different vehicles, oil and gas companies, they all say, oh, and you can write this off and write this off. We can pass through this tax form and fill this out. And it sounds, wow, they're using big words. They must be right. It's just a scam. And the IRS is onto it. They're going to match it, they're going to match that. And there's more, by the way, down the line here I want to get to, because we have the dirty dozen. So I'm going to get to more of this type in a minute. Number 7, self-employment tax credit promotion. Are you self-employed? Are you a radio co-host that, all of a sudden they're giving you guidance on how to write off every little thing. And it's like, you should write off your house because it's your studio. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tony, did you know that you can write off dog food because your dog is a big part of your business? Because without that dog, you'd be miserable. And your personality is really, big, what you're really is selling online. Right?
Sure.
I think I gave you the advice on writing off your LPs if they were for self-help vinyl.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
That kind of stuff is what the IRS is warning against.
Yes.
The self-employment tax credit was huge during COVID. Everyone was saying, hey, I lost money during COVID, not being able to work. That's kind of died out. So, but this was a biggie. This has been I think the IRS is just finally catching up on it. If you're still writing off losses from COVID issues, but you never know. People might still be writing that stuff off for 2025.
Yeah, the IRS will probably catch up to you, though, if you are trying to.
Oh, yeah, right. Number 8, ghost preparers. So Casper, the friendly one.
Casper's the friendly one.
Do you have any idea what ghost preparers means, Tony?
No, I have no idea. This is a new term for me. A tax preparer that isn't really a tax preparer.
Right. So when you submit, if you're getting your oh, I'll help you do your taxes, blah, blah, blah. And then they give you the form and it just has a blank, there's no signature on the tax preparer. And oh, go ahead and submit it. Because if a tax preparer signs it and puts their tax ID number, like their professional identification, they're liable for anything you write on there. That's why CPAs aren't going to sign anyone's tax return unless they actually do it. Right. But they're a ghost preparer that, oh yeah, here, I'll do it, pay me. But they don't sign it. That's a red flag. Don't submit that.
Right.
So word of warning,
Yep.
I think it's a great idea, Tony. I wouldn't do it, but I think it's a great idea. You do it. Right?
Yeah.
Number 9, non-cash charitable contribution schemes. You could donate, and this one relates to artwork lately. You could donate appreciated stock. Like we have people do that all the time at the local library. Hey, I want to give you this stock, or I bought Apple years ago. Rather than sell it, take the taxes, and then give you cash, why don't I just give you the stock and you guys could sell it, and you're responsible for the tax on the gain, which is zero because we're a nonprofit. So people do that. The latest scam that the IRS is telling people about is they're catching on to appreciated artwork. So Tony, you make a painting.
Yep.
And
I'm quite the artist, as you know.
Right? I mean, if I were going to buy that painting from you, Tony, I'd pay $1 million for it, right? And you're like, ooh, and then you donate it to the library and write it off $1 million because Dan said that was worth $1 million.
What's the Happy Trees guy, Bob
Ross?
Ross, yeah.
Happy little tree.
Happy little trees.
Don't do this. Don't overinflate the value of something you're donating so you can write it off. The IRS, I don't know. People do it because they won't know. They'll never know. I think Hunter Biden got in trouble for some of that, right?
Yes.
Right. So I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But if you're going to donate to charity and write it off, don't overinflate the value of that. People do it all the time, but the IRS is warning against it.
Plus, our people to write it off, don't you have to itemize? And who's itemizing when you get what's the standard deduction this year? Holy cow, it's huge.
So I'll itemize if I have a $500,000 piece of art I'm donating. I'll itemize, right?
Yeah, but is it really worth $500,000?
That's the point. So don't try and pull a fast one on the IRS. They're going to want to see, all right, who valued that? Did you get it valued by a professional, or did Tony write on the back of a napkin, I'll buy that for $1? $1 million, right? So what are we on? Number 10?
11?
I skipped number 9.
Oh, you
number 10.
Skip 10.
Overstating withholding schemes. All right, this is another bad idea, Tony. Let me tell you how this one works. And this is the advice people are giving out on TikTok and social media. Tony, you know how you don't like paying taxes? Here's what you do.
No one does.
You got your little radio side gig going, right?
Sure.
What you do is you have your company send you a 1099 for $50,000 of work you did. And then you tell the government, I withheld all $50,000 for taxes. So they're like, oh, well then if you made 50 from this fake company or real company, and you withheld all 50,000 of it and didn't pay, you already paid taxes on it, we owe you money because you overpaid. So you get the check from the IRS saying, oh, you overpaid all this tax. And then you're like, oh, I got free money, and cash it. And then they're going to say, all right, where's the 1099? Where's the taxes that you said you withheld,
Yeah.
People do this all the time. Make up a fake company, say you made wages, say you withheld them all. Boom, free money.
Huh. That's a terrible idea. No, that's a terrible idea.
People do it.
Yeah.
And they got these people online.
People also go to prison.
Exactly.
I mean, when tax fraud is tax fraud. I don't want to be in prison for tax fraud. Why would somebody do that? Because eventually somebody in the IRS is going to go say, hey, they have people to review these things.
And AI is going to start.
Yeah, if you get audited, and once AI starts reviewing, AI could probably do it all in a day, review everyone's tax returns for the last 100 years in one day. Once they get quantum, we're this close to quantum computing and AI being able to do everything like that. And then what happens? Then you're owing a lot of you're desolate and probably in jail.
And then you get the text or the phone call. No. You get the letter in the mail from the IRS, Tony, saying, Tony, you had a $45,000 pizza buffet, 1099, saying you made all that income that you withheld. Can you show us that? Because we don't have any record of that 1099, and we don't have any record of you withholding that. We do have a record of the money we gave you back in the refund because we trusted you.
A letter, or probably in that case, it'd be
door knock.
Knock, knock. They're at the front door.
Hey. Number 11, spear phishing. Ooh, and malware campaigns targeting tax professionals. Have you ever been spear phishing, Tony?
I have not, but I've been with, I believe, our old editor and producer, Mitch, and his wife. I think they've gone spear phishing.
Yeah. I've been spear phished, but I have not gone spear phishing. Spear phishing is a term used for targeted scams. So I got an email from a tax professional that I am friends with, and we share business clients, and I often ask advice, right? I got an email from her saying, hey, can you check this out? This is the tax return of our mutual client. I just wanted you to run through it, make sure that we're doing it. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I've never gotten that kind of email. Usually you would call me and say, and I don't know who this person is, right? Had I clicked on it, it would have been a phishing scam. It would have been, credentials, so on and so forth. So they targeting professionals that are accessing client financial data. Like I was just targeted. Hey, the stock I'm telling you to recommend, so it makes it look like it's from somebody, and they spoof the email, and it's very, very targeted toward financial people.
And it's easy for somebody to miss. I mean, you're going to make mistakes and miss those things. Just be aware of them and never click on anything without double checking it. But yeah, I mean, and you can see how it's not like we're, and don't feel bad if you do, it's not good, but don't beat yourself up because it's so sophisticated now. It looks legit. It has a legit logo. It's from somebody you know. I mean, how are you supposed to tell? But if it's in an email or a text, call them. Pick up a phone and physically talk to somebody, right?
I did this recently. I got a request to change the bank account on one of my clients. It didn't sound right. My custodian picked up on it too and said, this doesn't seem right. I looked at it. It was for a bank in a state that they weren't even living in. So I called them up, and when I was talking to them, I started asking questions about other stuff, about their life, their actual subsistence farmers.
Sure.
And I started asking about that. And the reason I did, not just because I'm interested in it, but I didn't want to get AI spoofed. I felt like they could easily replicate my voice. Anybody can replicate my voice. How many videos do we have online? What do you do? Before you click on any link and provide any credentials, look at who's emailing it to you and then double check. Call them up. Yeah, do you really need this, or is this a scam? Don't put your credentials into an email link, right? Go directly to the app or call, right? Yeah. That's the word. Last but not least, this is the 12 dirty dozen. The dirty dozen from the IRS. The last one, aggressive or misleading offer in compromise marketing. OIC mills. Have you heard of the OIC mills, Tony? Do you even know
I haven't heard the term OIC mills.
Yeah, offer in compromise. This is, hey, I got behind in taxes. The IRS owes me. I mean, I owe the IRS a lot of money. Let me consolidate this. Let me work with them to relieve my tax debt relief. You see these commercials.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're overinflating the value of of their ability to write off, and so people are easily, paying them. Oh, you can
we
make this
can
go
cut
away.
your tax bill in half. Are
Right,
you having
right.
trouble paying your taxes? We can negotiate with the IRS pennies on the dollar you'll owe.
Right. So
You have to pay us $1,000 up front to do it, but then we'll get you pennies on the dollar.
yeah, I'll give you an example of not this, because I don't have many clients in this situation. Most of my clients are retirees and not dealing with tax. It happens. I'm not saying my clients are above this, but I did get a phone call from a client that said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And they sent me a picture of a letter they got about someone saying, "Hey, you have some unclaimed property in Florida. We'll get it for you for a fee." I forget what the fee was, maybe 10%. And I said, interesting. So I went to Florida Unclaimed Property. I think it's like treasure.gov or something, Florida
Yeah.
Treasure. And I saw it. I saw it in there. I pressed click claim, and I said, boom, send me the claim form. I put my client's information in. And so she's getting a letter in the mail from the government saying, fill this out, you'll get the money. $36,000, by the way, Tony. 36,000. So
Oh my goodness.
I felt like I found buried treasure for her. But this other company was going to do that same thing, except they were going to take, who knows how much they were going to take. They only said there was like 2,500 there when there was 36,000. Maybe they would have just been like, oh yeah, you have to sign this form, we'll get the money and cut you the proceeds. It's just the same thing, a lot of hyperbole.
Yeah.
And the IRS is warning about it. And if the IRS is warning about it, that there's some
It's
bad
happening.
actors.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's happening in a lot, if it's come to their attention. So, wow, those are the 12 biggies. And that happens all the time, where there's a company that will offer to do something that is free or simple. In other words, we charge you X amount to do this when you can just do it yourself and easily fill it out. And it's filling out one form, and they want 10% for that, or they want half, or they want to take it all and then cut you a little check of it. Yeah, that's not good.
And a lot of people are like, oh, it's free money, whatever, let them handle it. But it's not, but that's just the way I was raised. And a lot of people just don't want to be bothered. They all right, if you can handle it for me, but the IRS is warning against it, because easy scam victim.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Let's wrap this up.
Who thought we could talk about 12 things that the IRS is saying for so long? Conclusion: scammers are getting more crafty. The AI is helping them get really, sneaky.
Yep.
Fake voices, fake emails, spoofing this and that. Everything seems real, but it's not. And tax time is the most common time for people to get scammed, because a lot of financial data going around.
Yep.
So I would connect with the physical tax person, go there, talk to them, meet them, look them eye to eye, because that's not yet that easy to do. Who knows though? 5 years from now, we might be saying, "Is that you, a real person?" There's going to be like you got to pinch their cheek and see if they're real. So don't trust everything you hear online either. This podcast included, right? Do your own homework. I'm not giving you financial advice in these podcasts. It's all relative to you. I'm just trying to coach you and guide you on things to think about. You got to take the next step and verify. Trust, but verify.
Awesome. Great show. Good advice.
Thanks, Tony. I enjoyed it, and hopefully people will pick up a little bit and avoid the next scam, so we don't have more horror stories to talk about next time. Thanks for a good show. We'll catch everyone next week.
All matters discussed in today's show are for informational purposes only.
This show is not investment advice.
Dan Riddle nor Dolphin Financial Group are affiliated or endorsed by any government agency.
Investment advisory services are offered through Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc., a registered investment advisor in the state of Florida.
Insurance products and services are offered through Dolphin Insurance, Inc.
Dolphin Wealth Management, Inc. and Dolphin Insurance, Inc. are affiliated companies doing businesses as Dolphin Financial Group.
You should talk to someone at Dolphin Financial Group before implementing any of these strategies or ideas.